You're listening to the Doctor Is In podcast, brought to you by MartinClinic.com. During the episode, the doctors share a lot of information. As awesome as the info may be, it is not intended to diagnose, cure, treat, or prevent any disease. It's strictly for informational purposes.
Well, good morning, everyone. We're going to talk about vitamin E. Now, you know the Martin Clinic alphabet, right? A little bit different. But it's the things that I really like, and so they get put on our alphabet. So you guys know what vitamin C is, right? Coffee. Yeah, it's a vitamin. In the Martin Clinic, it's a vitamin. It's so good for you. And by the way, I've been saying that for a long time. Okay, so we're going to talk about vitamin E this morning. I'm going to give you 8 reasons to exercise. So vitamin E on the Martin Clinic alphabet is exercise. Why is it so important? I don't think there's anybody in the universe really that would tell you that exercise is no good for you. But I want to go into some specifics, and I'm going to give you an idea this morning on what exercises are the best. Now just know this, any exercise is good for you, okay? So any exercise is good for you. Move, it's good for you. Okay? Guys, move. Now, I'm going to just give you a little bit of just before the 8 reasons why you should, exercise, and there's probably a few more, but I think I've hit the big ones. I want to talk to you about what exercises are the best, okay? And this is based on research, but just my over the years telling you what's best. You know what I love? Walking. I love walking. If I told you the story of my father, and if you haven't heard it, I'm just going to put it in a short form. My dad found out in 1967, was that not Canada's centennial, that he was a diabetic. And my dad made enormous changes in his life, even in the 1967. He started, the next morning I came down, I mean it, this is a true story. We found out officially the day before, and my dad was my hero. So when he told me that we were worried about him because for a couple of weeks my dad wasn't feeling that good. And, I was in high school and, I worried about my dad, but, and then he comes home one night seriously and says, I'm a diabetic. Okay, what's that? I'm 15 or whatever. A diabetic, what's that mean? Anyways, my dad, immediately started changing his lifestyle. And one of the biggest ones that he did was he started exercise, he started jogging. In 1967, the only people that ran were people that were being chased by the police. If you weren't in the race, you didn't go running, right? But my dad started jogging on the spot. First morning, I come down to go to high school, and I said, Dad, what are you doing? And he's on the spot jogging. My mother kicked him outside. You're going to ruin my carpet. She said, what are you doing? Even my mom didn't understand. Okay? But my dad started jogging, and within, I bet you it wasn't even a month. I said to my dad, get me up. I'll go with you. I wanted to be with my father. And, he said, okay, I'm going to wake you up. You better get up. I'm only going to shake you once. He come into the room. Tony, it was 6 o'clock in the morning. Tony. Okay, I'm up, and I go with him. What a habit. I've never stopped, guys. I never stopped after that. I've always exercised. And so I've always taken vitamin E seriously. So one of the things I'm doing through in COVID right now, in the lockdown, is I'm exercising with my grandson. Yeah, we can't go to a gym. Guys, you don't even want to know what I think about that. When they said essential services? One of the most essential services is not the liquor store. It's not the place where you can go get your marijuana. It's the gym. And they closed them down. Now, I get it. You know what? Why couldn't you social distance in the gym? Make an appointment to go, and maybe I don't know what gym you ever went to, but the gym I go to, you could put 20 people in there safely, probably 40 people safely in there. Clean everything down and exercise. It's so good for you. It's good for COVID. I'm going to show you that in a few minutes. Okay, but anyway, they don't listen to me. Nobody calls me. I wish Trudeau would call me. I wish Doug Ford here in Ontario would call me. I'd say, open up the stinking gyms. Open up the parks, which they're going to do. Open up the playgrounds. Open up the ball fields. Where are the kids? They can't get out. What are they going to do? Play in the street, which they've been doing. Why can't they go on a ball field and play? It drives me insane. It does. It's so stupid. I can't get over it. And you guys know me from day one. I've been talking about get outside. Move. I don't care if you got to wear a mask. Get outside. Move. Anyway, what's the best exercise? Okay, remember, all exercise is good. The things I'm going to talk about today, the 8 things I've talked about today, just move and you're going to get benefits of all of these. But the best is short. You don't have to work out for long. Now, if you want to go for an hour-long walk, that's just good for you. Okay? Go for it. I got no problem with that. What I recommend is that you don't just do walking. You need to do strength exercise. Ladies, this is for you, especially. You need strength because women, because of hormones, are much more, and it's not estrogen, by the way, it's progesterone. Women with hormones are much more susceptible to osteoporosis than men. Not that men can't get it, but they rarely get it. And the answer is not calcium. You notice that vitamin C is coffee, not calcium, are the true vitamin C. I don't like calcium. Well, wait a minute. I like calcium. Eat your calcium. Don't take it as a supplement. It doesn't get to your bones. You want strong bones? Exercise. Strengthening. Ladies, weights. Short duration. You don't have to go long. 15, 20 minutes, 3 times a week is plenty when it comes to resistant exercises. So listen, use weights. If you can. A kettlebell. Doesn't have to be heavy. Or bands. Those elastic bands? Ladies, this is tremendous for you. It's a great exercise. 15, 20 minutes, 3 times a week. Do weights or resistant exercises. Better in short bursts. I'll post it up after, okay, on the Martin Clinic Facebook private group there. I'm going to post out an app I have on my phone. It's called Gym Boss. Okay? Gym Boss. Now, the one I use, there's a pile of things you can use in Gym Boss, but the one I like is Tabata. It comes from the South Korean speed skating coach. He developed this 4-minute exercise. It takes 4 minutes. And you go hard for 20 seconds. You get 10 seconds off. And you go hard for 20 seconds. And it's 8 rounds of that. Okay? 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off. It's called Tabata. Okay? And it is fantastic. I find it very good. Ladies, you can even do, ladies, everybody. I don't want to pick on you ladies, but I am. But you can do, even with bands, like 20 seconds, hard, 20 seconds. Any kind of resistant exercise, you get 10 seconds off, do another set. It takes only 4 minutes. Well, if you do that 3 times a week, now you can do it a little bit more often than that if you want, but they're showing for your heart, for your strength, for circulation, muscle mass, bone mass, that's the best. It's number one. It's better than, ladies, I know, you know what, ladies? You know when I always say, ladies, I love you guys, by the way, you know that. So when I pick on you, it's because I love you. Okay? So just understand that. But ladies, a lot of women, they tell me all the time, oh, Doc, I'm on the treadmill for an hour and I'm not losing weight. Get off the treadmill. No, you can do it, but don't do it in short bursts. It's better for you. Okay? You don't have to go for an hour. You can go for a walk for an hour, but you don't go for a run for an hour. Okay? Because it becomes what they call a catabolic. It breaks down muscle. It breaks things down in the body. And by doing the weights, resistance, ladies, start with 5 pounds. Okay? You'd be shocked how good that is for you. And like I say, try and do it in short bursts. The weight part, you can go for a walk every day, by the way. Here's what I do recommend, though. This is why I like the 3 times, max 4 times a week for weights. Give your body a rest, okay? Some people go to the gym every day. I don't like that. You need a day off. As you get older, you need a couple of days. Like you can go for a walk and stretch, move. Okay, so that's the best. So there's lots of things you can do. I've set up a gym in my basement now. Okay, I do it in my basement, and I don't have a lot of equipment, but I have some weights. Here's one that I really like is the rebounder. The rebounder is so good for your circulation. Okay. I love those rebounders. So if you get a rebounder, you can do the Tabata on the rebounder. 20 seconds on, hard, and 10 seconds rest 8 times. Now, if you want to do 2 circuits of that, that's fine. It's not hard on your joints. A rebounder is good for your proprioception balance. As we get older, a lot of people have a tendency to fall and break their hip, the seniors. You know what's another good one? Stairs. You can do Tabata with stairs. Go up the stairs. Hard, 20 seconds. Up, down, if you don't have many stairs in your house. And then take a break and do it again. There's lots of ways of being innovative, but you always remember, you can get your heart rate up, but you don't have to go a long time to get your heart. You think, well, I got to jog for an hour for aerobics. No, that was 50 years ago. Now they know you don't have to do that to strengthen your heart. Remember, your heart's a muscle. Even weightlifting helps your heart. Okay, so I'm going to give you 8 reasons why exercise is good for you. I mean, some of these are, you know that, but I'm just going to give you 8, and these are proven. Okay, vitamin E, okay, exercise. One thing it does, and this is key, you know me, it helps with insulin resistance. Now, let me just make a blanket statement so that you understand what I'm saying here. Any amount of exercise does not trump a bad diet. You got it? If you're eating bad, exercise won't undo that. It helps, but it won't undo it. Okay? So remember that. Exercise will not undo a bad diet. So you know me and food. Food is essential. But insulin resistance, you want to get more sensitive to insulin. Okay? So remember the pen story. You got the pen story? I got to tell you something that happened last night. Rosie and I were watching a show. I just about died because this guy had bad allergies, okay? And you know me, I talk about this. And he goes to the doctor, and the doctor said, get rid of your cat. And the guy said, I can't. The doctor said, get rid of your cat. That's what you're allergic to. What, are you crazy? Get rid of it. That's getting rid of carbs, guys. Get rid of the cat if you got trouble with insulin. Get rid of your carbs. It's as simple as that. It's not even complicated. If you're diabetic, get rid of your carbs. Now let me get back to insulin. Insulin is a food hormone. Remember the story, not of the cat, but of the pen. Okay? The pen. This is the size of your pancreas, guys. Your pancreas releases insulin just like the pen releases ink. Okay? Now, what you want to develop in your body is insulin sensitivity, meaning that you don't need a lot of insulin because insulin's job, remember, insulin takes sugar out of the bloodstream and then parks it. It's the traffic cop. In order for you to use less insulin, well, obviously, the less carbs, but exercise helps that. Doesn't cure it, but it helps it. It helps your cells become more sensitive to insulin. That's one of the great reasons you like vitamin E. And guys, listen to me. I don't care how old you are. If you're 80, start exercising. I don't care how old you are. You will get benefits immediately. Immediately. You know, we live in a crazy world, right? Kids are bombarded today with carbs, unlike ever before. 200 pounds of sugar, the average. The favorite drink in North America is orange juice. What? About 50 grams of sugar? 8 or 9 teaspoons of sugar in orange juice? Oh, Dr. Martin, it's Tropicana. I don't care what it is. It's pure sugar. God wanted you to eat your fruit, not drink it. In Dr. Martin's Perfect Smoothie, I only allow you a few berries in there. It's made of whipped cream. Cream. Why? No carbs. Kids love it. You got to give them cream, though. Okay, so all I'm saying is, the number one reason you start exercising is for insulin resistance, to get your cells to quit. Insulin's going to do its job no matter what, guys, no matter what. So like this pen, if your cells are resistant, it will release as much insulin as it has to open up your cell walls. It has to. And that, we talked about this yesterday. And we'll talk about this in a minute again, the immune system. The immune system. Even, remember what I said yesterday? Did you get your socks blown off yesterday? Did you wear socks and they just blew right off your feet? Man, this was one of the most incredible studies yesterday, wasn't it? You don't produce the antibodies. Well, I'm waiting for, I think somebody in California said the other day, we're waiting for the cure. Oh, jeepers creepers. Waiting for the cure. One thing I know about viruses, they usually change shapes. They degrade pretty quickly. And, that's why the flu vaccine, for example, only works 40%. This year or last year, 2018 flu season, where we have statistics, 40% effectiveness for the flu shot. Well, we found out yesterday, one of the reasons is because they get the wrong strain. They have to guess. They don't know what strain of flu is coming every season. They take a guess in the summertime. And number two, we found out yesterday, something I didn't know, was that if you got obese, any obesity around your organs, you don't even produce the antibodies. And the way they found that out in Great Britain was because when they gave people the flu shot in the United Kingdom, they didn't make antibodies for the virus. They didn't make the antibodies. That is one of the most incredible findings in the history of mankind. And this is day 3 where I found the study, and I found this out for me and then for you, and I haven't seen it repeated anywhere yet. I mean it, not anywhere. I haven't seen it. So guys, what I'm saying is this, okay? Exercise helps with insulin resistance. It makes you more insulin sensitive, so you don't need to empty the pen. That's the illustration I like to use. Okay? Now, the second one is inflammation. Well, of course, if you know this, insulin increases your inflammation, your C-reactive protein. I mean, that's one of the markers of it. So silent, guys. It's so silent, inflammation. Don't even know you have it. But one thing you know, if you have insulin resistance, and by the way, 88% of the population have insulin resistance. It's the key in metabolic syndrome. And guys, again, I'm just going to tell you, when I say 88%, I didn't make that number up, guys. It doesn't come from the Martin Clinic. Because if it came from the Martin Clinic, I'd say it's over 90%. But I'm only giving you what they're saying at the CDC. 88% of the population have trouble with insulin. And insulin, guys, is food. We live in a crazy world. I'm maybe not tomorrow's question and answer. I got a good study that I found yesterday. Another study. You're going to like, well, I don't know if you're going to, yeah, you'll like it because it's information. I'm going to bring that out. I don't know if I'll do it tomorrow. Maybe, well, Monday's a long weekend. No, I'm going to be on Monday. Okay. I'm so used to this. Okay. Insulin resistance, one, and it lowers your inflammation. And inflammation, as we have seen, damages your blood vessels. We talked about this on Monday, atherosclerosis. Monday and Tuesday, we did a 2-part series on atherosclerosis, hardening of the arteries. It's not cholesterol. It's inflammation. And the number one reason you get inflammation is insulin, food. Okay, number 3, it increases your circulation. Okay, well, that makes sense. It elevates your nitric oxide. Okay, so that's why, well, that's one of the reasons it's so good for your circulation, right? And we live in a different world. Kids are sitting on the couch and playing video games. And, you know, like I said, I've been really uptight about this, especially for kids. Kids need to get outside. Let them get the virus. I've been saying it. They won't get sick. The kids are a petri dish. You know, they need to develop their immune system. It's better that they get exposed to virus. Ladies, don't over clean in your house. Don't drink the Kool-Aid that you got to clean all the time. Clean, clean, clean. They're going to die from the Lysol, not from the virus. Don't over clean. Kids need to get outside. You know, of course, if you're as old as I am, my mother, I mean, when we weren't at school, we were outside. Like my mom didn't allow, of course, we were 11 kids. Do you blame her? Like, are you kidding me? My mom, get the H outside. Okay. And, you know, we were lucky if my mother called us in for lunch. And, you know, we played, you know. It was either, at my place, it was hockey season or baseball season or football season, and run and move. You know, that's the way it was. We live in a different generation today, right? And then you get this COVID and they close the stinking parks down and the playgrounds for the kids. Craziness. Anyway, don't get me going. Don't get me going. So elevate your nitric oxide. What is nitric oxide? It's nitroglycerin. What is nitroglycerin? An explosion. You want to open up your blood vessels? Nitric oxide. Move. So good for you. You can do some jumping jacks. That's so good for your nitric oxide. Walking is good for your nitric oxide. And as you get older, your nitric oxide goes down. You want to elevate it. So exercise is a good way to do it. And that's why I like that rebounder too. I love that rebounder. It's one of the best for nitric oxide. You know, you're jumping, not hard on your joints or anything, and you're elevating your nitric oxide. Okay? Got it? Okay? So I lump it together. Circulation, nitric oxide. Do you know that exercise helps your microbiome? Do you know that you got more bacteria, guys, in your body than you have cells? You know, that's why don't over clean. That's one of the reasons. Because not all bacteria is bad guys. You got a lot of good guys. In this room, in my office here at home, you know, there's bacteria in here. I can't see them. Well, if I could show you, just take a swab of anything, you'll see bacteria. Your body's made up of bacteria, trillions of it. When you get on a scale, take 3 pounds off. My patients love me when I tell them that. Well, minus 3 pounds right off the... Well, 3 pounds, you got 3 pounds of bacteria. The problem with a lot of people is they got way too many bad guys compared to their good guys. One of the reasons is over cleaning and you know, Purell. You know, people are proud how often they clean their hands. Well, okay, I like soap and water. I don't like the chemicals. The chemicals strip away all your good guys. 1 5-day antibiotic strips away all your good bacteria. They're all gone. 5 days. Am I against antibiotics? No. You need an antibiotic to save your life? Hey man, go for it. I mean it. I got no problem with that. But just understand what you're doing. Exercise helps your microbiome. They're find out you know, your bacteria is like its own separate organ. And what they're finding out now, exercise, vitamin E is good for your microbiome. It helps your microbiome. It helps it helps your good guys flourish. So that helps in leaky gut. Leaky gut, leaky brain. Leaky gut, leaky skin. Leaky gut, leaky lungs. Leaky gut, leaky sinuses. Okay? So we know the gut. And depression. Exercise for depression. You have no idea how good that is for you. The problem is, once you're depressed, you can hardly get somebody to move. But what prevents depression? Because it helps with your hormones. And listen guys, you got more hormones in your gut than you have anywhere else. Serotonin, dopamine, GABA. These are your feel-good hormones. You need those guys. And that's why exercise helps to prevent depression. It not only helps your microbiome, it helps with those feel-good hormones. Do you know this? I got to do a 2-part series again. Okay? You know what? I'll do it tomorrow, I think, depending on how many questions I get. Okay? Because this is important, but I just want to tell you that here's a study, and there's been many, but this is very important. You understand this. When you're stressed, do you know that if you exercise, you go for a walk, you do one of your 3 days of weights, what I call resistant exercise. Do you know, here's something that maybe you've never heard of before. Do you know that when you do that, that's why I call it vitamin E, you cannot secrete cortisol. While you're exercising, you're not secreting cortisol. Isn't that significant? You want to talk about an anti-stress vitamin? Vitamin E, it lowers your cortisol. Guys, you like our alphabet? Okay. Anyways, guys, listen, you know me, I get passionate about things, okay? I just can't help myself. Okay. And I'm trying to bring the best information I can to you guys. Okay. So we'll talk to you soon. Love you guys.
You've reached the end of another Doctor is In podcast with your hosts, Dr. Martin Jr. and Sr. Be sure to catch our next episode, and thanks for listening.